If you're a federal worker or military service member and you want to know if your TSP has a vesting requirement, you're in the right place. So just a reminder, your thrift savings plan is different from your pension. Your pension has a 5-year vesting, and your thrift savings plan is like a government 401k where you contribute some money and your employer matches it. So what is vesting? Vesting is when a period of time passes and then you're 100% entitled to something you weren't entitled to before. So this is something very common in finance with stock options. So after a certain period of time, you get all the benefits. And before that period of time, you're in this zone of nothing, as we call it. So is there a vesting period for TSP? For part of it, yes. And it's 2 years for military and 3 years for most civilian positions. So there's a certain amount that your agency is going to contribute no matter what, even if you don't participate in the TSP at all. And that's this automatic 1% contribution. So when you get your forms, when you get hired and they say, how much do you want to contribute to the TSP? Even if you put nothing, they're still going to contribute 1% of your salary. They're still going to contribute 1% of your salary every pay period towards the TSP. And if you leave the agency, whether on your own or get fired, they're going to take that back if you're not vested. So how long is the vesting? It's 2 years for military and 3 years for most civilian positions. So if you're not vested, they would take that money back. Now, what about the money that you contribute and the agency matches up and above and beyond that 1%? That you get to keep. There's no vesting. So if you contribute 1%, they'll match it 1%. If you contribute 2%, 3%, the first 3% is dollar for dollar. They'll match it 100% up to the first 3%. And then the next 2%, they're going to give you 50 cents of every dollar that you put in. So the maximum you could get, if you put in 5% of your salary to the TSP, you will get 5%. You'll get the 4% agency match plus the 1% automatic contribution, 5% total. Your 5% and the 4% agency match is always yours, but this automatic 1% would be forfeited if you left before 3 years in civilian or 2 years in the military. And if you're going to contribute, just a reminder, the maximum you can contribute this year is $23,500 if you're under 50 years old. If you're over 50, you can contribute another $7,500, so that would make it $3,100. And if you're 60 to 63, you can contribute $11,250 more for a total of $34,750. So I did mention for most employees in the civilian service, there's a 3-year vesting period. For some employees, there's a 2-year vesting period. And who is that? It's for people in these positions: senior executive service, Schedule C, which are political appointees, and members of Congress and congressional employees, because they are just as important as people in the military. Do with that what you will. And here's a little GIF I made. So you're contributing, let's say $1,000 per pay period. That's your TSP contribution. You're going to get this 1% automatic match, whether or not you contribute. You're going to get this 4% agency match. Once you hit that $23,500 limit, or a little more if you're older, for catch-up contributions, once you hit this limit, you can't contribute anymore. So the agency is still going to make this automatic 1% match for the full 26 pay periods, because you get paid every 2 weeks, and 26 times 2 is 52, and there's 52 weeks in a year. They'll contribute. They will continue making this 1% automatic match, but you're not allowed to contribute more than this limit, and therefore you won't get the agency match. You're going to lose out on this 4% match. So if you found that useful, so if you got some value out of this, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so you'll see future updates, and so that the Google algorithm will push this out to more people so that they can take advantage of this as well. If you want to support the channel, there's a Buy Me a Coffee link, but don't feel like you have to. And I'll be putting out some more videos. Some people had some questions about the RIF procedure with regard to retention registers and what buckets you're in. And I'm looking into that, but it's very complicated, and the rules are very poorly drafted, but I'll do my best to see if I can put that out there. So just subscribe so you'll see future updates. If you have any suggestions of what you'd like to see or any questions about this, just put it in the comments. And as always, I will leave the source materials in the description. Thank you.